Like Scott, the Dale Hollow National Fish Hatchery in Celina, Tennessee, helps keep recreation alive and well in the Southeast.
We're a mitigation hatchery operated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. We supply trout for stocking the tailwaters. We raise rainbow trout, brown trout, lake trout, and also brook trout. It's very valuable to the economy, especially in Middle Tennessee. We're sort of an economic driver. For the trout we stock here every year, there was an economic output of over $78 million. Our budget's right at $1 million.
That's a good return.
And one of the good things it does is connects kids with nature, and they're the future of conservation. If we can hook them on fishing, we've done a good thing.
What type of trout are those?
They're rainbow trout, the different coloration. Some people confuse our albino rainbow trout with golden trout. The golden trout is a western species, and it's a different species entirely.
So these are thousands of fingerlings, which are baby rainbow trout,
Exactly right. This is called the nursery raceway.
Okay.
When these fingerlings get about 3 inches long, they'll need room to grow, so we'll put half in an empty raceway, one half in another empty production raceway to give them room to grow.
More raceways down here.
These are 8-foot wide production raceways. Once they outgrow the upper raceways, it's a constant process once the egg comes in, moving fish around the hatchery until we stock them out after 16 months.
Okay. You guys got it down to a science.
We do, and we've got computers to help us nowadays.
I'm excited you're gonna let me feed the fingerlings. Is there a special technique to this?
Just sort of fling it out there, and it's like feeding chickens. Exactly.
Hey, I know how to do that.
Oh, you're making a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
If being a host doesn't work out for you, let us know.
All right.
We raise about 325,000 pounds of fish a year here.
Okay.
And so we use about 400,000 pounds of feed a year to do that.
So why is the hatchery here?
Dams do a lot of good things, but there's a downside to dams in that the cold water released at the bottom sort of changes the warm water habitat into cold water habitat, which is really well suited to trout, but not so much warm water species like largemouth bass.
So it's really important that you guys are here because you guys are restocking those fish.
If it wasn't for the cold water hatcheries, there wouldn't be much fishing in the cold tailwaters. Probably don't need quite that much. We are getting aerial hands-on experience holding a trout here. They don't tolerate the holding too well, so we have to knock them out with an anesthetic. Or put them to sleep. See, they're starting to roll over a little bit.
Starting to calm down. Is this like the trout chill pill?
It is. That one that's on its back, you might try that now.
I see the pink eye. They're so soft.
They are.
Pretty.
We'll put him down below and use him. You can come back and visit him at a later date.
All right.
This little buggy has aerators in it where it supplies oxygen to the fish.
Is that like a fish bubble bath?
It is. The slime sort of protects them. It's a natural barrier against bacteria and things. Now these are 9-inch stockers. These are about 16 to 18 months old.
What an amazing experience this has been so far. And now that I've seen everything outside, we're going to step into the fish hatchery and see where it all begins.
The eggs in these two different jars are a week apart.
Okay.
These here we're going to look at, so we'll look and see what an unhatched trout egg looks like.
They look like little bath beads.
If you look really close at them, you can see the eye of the embryo of the fish inside developing.
When do you expect them to start hatching?
These should start hatching next week. Those are called sac fry. They'll settle to the bottom and they'll live off the nutrients in that yolk sac for about 2 weeks. At that time, they'll start swimming up in the water and looking for something to eat, and that's when we start feeding them.
Okay.
So from the time the eggs come in to the time they're ready to start feeding, it's about a month.
So we are just right below the hatchery.
It's a little park here below Del Hollow National Fish Hatchery.
Okay.
Nice little area for people to come, and if they don't want to fish the bigger river, they can come here.
Okay.
And it gives them a little bit of a mountain feel, a small creek feel, that they can come up and catch some fish here out of the hatchery, what we call the Hatchery Creek. We have 6 trout hatcheries in the state of Tennessee. 2 of those are U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service hatcheries, just like this one today.
Okay.
Del Hollow produces about 50 to 55% of the trout that's stocked into the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
We stock anywhere from 2.2 to 2.5 million trout a year
That's
in the state of Tennessee. And this is the effluent, comes out of the hatchery. There's about 14 to 16,000 gallons per minute that's going to come out of these 2 creeks. It flows down these 2 little creeks here and into the Obi River. And Del Hollow National Fish Hatchery stock this once a week and provide fishing opportunity to anglers that want to come up here in the park.
This is really neat. It's just awesome what you guys have going on. Like, I didn't know what to expect when I was coming out here today, but my mind's been blown. Like, I'm just fascinated with everything that you guys are doing here.